Hello, everyone that might be listening on YouTube. This is John Lobdell. I read poetry of my own and some other people's Wednesday at 6 o'clock Pacific with some friends on on Zoom, and then I put it on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and hope you enjoy it. All right, well, I'm going to start with my little hand rubbing thing. Gotta get myself centered. Put that right over your eyes if it's comfortable. A couple more times. All right, get my glasses on. And I did write a poem this week. So let me try to read that. Okay, it has no title yet. It's in 4 parts. Number 1. Sitting on an old picnic table on the edge of the woods, the weather-beaten boards have deep cracks. There are holes where branches once sprang forth. Leaves and twigs land on my paper. My whole body feels at home here, even as thoughts are pulling me away. Number 2. Looking up, I see an abandoned nest of sticks, teetering, seeming about to fall from a laurel tree branch. A stellar jay with that royal topknot hops branch to branch. I think he might remember his home, but he moves on looking for something else. Number 3. In church today, they spoke of the many aspects of God. After the service, I skipped coffee time, went outside to sit by myself. Looking at the sky, I felt God in my heart. For a time, I was in my eternal home. Number 4. There are many families picnicking here. The children run and sing and play. Maybe they remember the world before this one, before thoughts and words cloud our vision. I breathe with the trees and feel at home in them. It's the only place I can find peace in. It needs some work, but a good start.
I like the line about being in your eternal, feeling like you're in your eternal home.
Oh, yeah, the last line. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll probably keep that one. Okay, here's some from my newer book, which I actually is now going to be available very soon. And I know, Glenda, I owe you 2 books, so I'm gonna send them on out.
Yeah.
I keep saying that.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
This one's called Hard Truth. My cat has a nice soft bed to sleep in, but he is lying in the grass on the hard ground. I imagine it feels good to him, feels right for him, in contact with the earth. Maybe he feels like the animal God made him. I'm inspired to take off my shoes, begin walking to the mountain, away from my comfortable sleep. Maybe halfway up I'll lie down on a rock ledge. I'll look up and I'll look down and settle down on the hard truth and remember the person God made me. The person. And here's another poem which is in parts. It's in 5 parts, this one. It's called Nothing. Number 1. The baby finches are at the feeder again. Their parents brought them here originally. Now I think it may be the only place they know to eat. They must think it's just the way it is. There is nothing to do. The food always comes from somewhere. Number 2. I've seen this homeless man for years. He carries around a large abstract painting and sells copies of it to people on the street. He implores people to support the artist. To be honest, I doubt he even painted the original. He's made a business out of nothing. I admire his guile, but he's looking a little rough. He won't be retiring in excess wealth like some Wall Street trader, who in a way also makes something out of nothing. Number 3. Writing this poem, I'm waiting for inspiration. From where? Some unknowable creative place. Some say knowing comes from a place of nothingness. Of course, we call it nothing because we don't know what it is. Number 4. Buddhists say emptiness is simply a place where I and mine don't belong, where human presumptions are let go. Number 5. I look at the baby finches without thinking they're cute, just alive like me. From this impersonal place, I hope to write a poem about nothing and so much more.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. This is called What More Could I Want?, which is actually the title of this book. Watching birds at the feeder, 3 white-crowned sparrows expertly shell each millet seed. A finch lands and then another. They pick up sunflower seeds and in their beaks slit the hard shell before eating the sweet meat. A titmouse takes a sunflower seed to a tree and holding it with his foot, hammers it with his beak, breaking the shell. Nature gives them these skills. I learned carpentry from my father. I did all kinds of building, including creative decks, fences, and gates. Sometimes I wish I had pushed myself to learn something else. But it was easy to keep doing what I knew. We are told that it's good to dream, to try to achieve more. But does this obsession with prestige mean I think there is something wrong with my life? That nothing is ever good enough? Watching the birds. Now the sparrows, finches, titmice, and even a towhee are all eating together. Looking at the blue sky, I feel content. Like St. Francis, I can see God in all these creatures. What more could I want? Okay. All right, now we have Glenda's poem. Now where's that? That's this. This is a poem by Glenda Reed. So you said you made it for your grandchildren, huh?
Uh-huh.
It's called Gone. When I'm gone, you may cry for me and wish you'd said this or that. Just know that I knew all along what you kept locked in your heart. Love doesn't ebb at the fall of night, or shine brighter when morning comes. It lives in the air, it falls with the rain, surrounds us all the same. And I'll be there in a mote of dust, or a twinkle through a window pane. I'll be the wind that brushes your face, the scent of a rose you planted for me. You might recall me at rainbow sight, or a cloud that goes scudding by. And I'll be there in all those times, stardust just misplaced. When memory fades, I hope you'll still have one little bit of me locked in your heart to protect your soul. A guardian for all who try to take your memory away from you and be gone in the breath of a tear. I have touched you by word or by smile, and by that we're forever bound. So cry for the raindrop, cry for the breeze, for I am these too, I am these still. Well, that's so lovely, Glenda. Hmm?
Thank you. I like
Uh,
the way you read that.
yeah, it reads nice. Lovely, lovely. Yeah,
Thank
lovely
you.
emotion in there. Yeah. Okay.
I'm always afraid they're going to forget me.
Uh, yeah, probably not. I still remember my grandmother a little bit.
Well,
Oh,
one of them lives in Nashville, Tennessee, and one of them lives in Bloomington, Indiana. So they're kind of far away from me.
oh yeah, mine was too. I lived in California and she lived in Arizona, but
Mm.
I would visit every winter, every Christmas. Yeah, lovely. Okay. Let's see what else I got here. Here's one by D.H. Lawrence called Swan. Far off at the core of space and at the quick of time beats and goes still the great swan upon the waters of all endings. The swan within vast chaos, within the electron. For us, no longer he swims calmly, no clacks across the forces furrowing a great gay trail of happy energy, nor is he nesting passive upon the atoms, nor flying north desolate icewards to the sleep of ice, nor feeding in the marshes, nor honking horn-like into the twilight. But he stoops now in the dark upon us. He is treading our women, and we men are put out as the vast white bird furrows our featherless women with unknown shocks, and stamps his black marsh feet on their white and marshy flesh. There are some odd images in there. Here's one by Margaret Atwood, who tends to be a little bit heavy, but we'll see how we go. I think she wrote all those dystopia novels, didn't she? A meal. We sit at clean table, eating thoughts from clean plates. And see, there is my heart, germ-free and transparent as glass. And there is my brain, pure as cold water in the china bowl of my skull. And you are talking with words that fall spare on the ear like the metallic clink of knife and fork. Safety by all means, so we eat and drink remotely, so we pick the abstract bone. But something is hiding somewhere in the scrubbed bare cupboard of my body, fattening itself against a shelf and feeding on other people's leavings. A furtive insect, sly and primitive, the necessary cockroach in the dust, in the flesh that nests in dust. It will sidle out when the lights have gone off in this bright room, and you can't crush it in the dark then, my friend, or search it out with your mind's hands that smell of insecticide and careful soap. In spite of our famines, it keeps itself alive. How it gorges on a few unintentional spilled crumbs of love. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, really. I don't know if that was a tortured metaphor or not, the meal of thoughts. Oh well, she probably had fun reading it. All right, here's another heavy poet. I don't know why I picked heavy poets today. Oh well. This is Anna Sweer lived in Poland during the war, the big war. You are warm. You are warm like a big dog. I bask in your warmth. I immerse myself in purity. Every day I put on my neck the corals of your young enchantment. I plait my hair, your tenderness, your calm strokes me on the head. You have the virgin charm of a being who has never experienced the kiss of pain or the embrace of fear. Leaning over you, I look into your eyes, undisturbed by thought. They reflect the sky. Hmm. She talking about a child, I imagine. Let's see, here's another one. I sleep in blue pajamas. I sleep in blue pajamas. At my right, my child sleeps. I have never cried. I will never die. I sleep in blue pajamas. In my left, my man sleeps. At my left, my man sleeps. I have never knocked my head against the wall. I have never screamed out of fear. How large this bed is, if it had room enough for such happiness. Oh,
Hmm.
nice. Here's one by Jane Kenyon, who also can be heavy, but she can also be light. Frost flowers. Sap withdraws from the upper reaches of maples. The squirrel digs deeper and deeper in the moss to bury the acorns that fall all around him, all around, distracting him. I'm out here in the dark, tired from teaching and a little drunk where the wild aster's last blossoms of the seasons straggle uphill. Frost flowers, I've heard them called. The white ones have yellow centers at first, later they darken to a rosy copper. They're mostly done, then the blue ones come on. It's blue all around me now, though the color has gone with the sun. My sarcasm wounded a student today. Afterwards I heard him running down the stairs. There is no one at home but me, and I'm not at home. I'm up here on a hill, looking at the dark windows below. Let them be dark. Some large bird calls down mountain, a cry astonishingly loud, distressing. I was cruel to him. It is a bitter thing. The air is damp and cold, and by now I'm a little hungry. The squirrel is high in the oak, gone to his nest, and night has silenced the last loud rupture of the calm. Hmm.
Hmm. Rupture of the calm.
Yeah, the last loud rupture of the calm. Hmm. I can remember a few times saying something unkind to a child and feeling bad about it. Let's read one by Melanie Green. Oh, here's one that's in Numbers too. Lost Creek Campground Wheelchair Accessible Trails. Number 1. Beavers have built this smooth water. Grasses edge the pond. Wide blades arc into the water. Reflection, a circle. Lingering beyond the grasses, alder and cascara. Thin trunks, exuberant leaves. Water striders dash their shadows across the silty bottom. Dragonfly, a finger of blue light, comes to rest on the mud shore. Wings repeat the sun, the silence. Raven's cry rattles the throat of sky overhead. Dismantle to stillness. I am no other place. Number 2. It's the spaces between the immense trunks of the mountain hemlock that I've missed. The forest weaving of light, shadow, green, the scent of needles. What I loved and lost returned. So. Oh no, that was just 2. I'll read one more by here. The sweet of the want. Bread on my plate, candles lit. I keep catching myself in happiness, swaying the wind, Douglas fir, the sound of it. Let the open if you take the ordinary, there are so many. You say the sweet. Oh yes, I want to read that book. Bread on its way to my mouth. And let's see. This one's by Antonio Machado, called Portrait. My childhood is memories of a patio in Seville, in a garden where the sunlit lemons are growing yellow. In my youth, 20 years on the earth of Castile, what I lived a few things you'll forgive me for omitting. A great seducer I was not, nor the lover of Juliet. The oafish way I dress is enough to say that. But the arrow Cupid planned for me, I got and loved whenever women found a home in me. A flow of leftist blood moves through my body, but my poems rise from a calm and deep spring. There is a man of rule who behaves as he should, but more than him, I am, in the good sense of the word good. I adore beauty, and following contemporary thought, have cut some old roses from the garden of Ronsard. But the new lotions and feathers are not for me. I am not one of the blue jays who sing so well. I dislike hollow tenors who warble of love, and a chorus of crickets singing to the moon. I fall silent so as to separate voices from echoes, and I listen among the voices to one voice and only one. Am I classic or romantic? Who knows? I want to leave my poetry as a fighter leaves his sword, known for the masculine hand that closed round it, not for the cold mark of the proud forger. I talk always to the man who walks along with me. Men who talk to themselves hope to talk to God someday. My soliloquies amount to discussions with this friend who taught me the secret of loving human beings. In the end, I owe you nothing. You owe me what I've written. I turn to my work. With what I've earned, I pay for my clothes and hat, the house in which I live, and the food that feeds my body, the bed on which I sleep. And when the day arrives for the last leaving of all, and a ship that never returns to port is ready to go. You'll find me on board, light with a few belongings, almost naked like the children of the sea. Hmm.
Hmm.
There's noise. Let's see. And one by Theodore Rithke, The Waking. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I feel my fate and what I cannot fear. I learn by going where I have to go. We think by feeling. What is there to know? I hear my being dance from ear to ear. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Of those so close beside me, which are you? God bless the ground. I shall walk softly there and learn by going where I have to go. Light takes the tree, but who can tell us how? The lowly worm climbs up a winding stair. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. Great nature has another thing to do, to you and me. So take the lively air and lovely learn by going where to go. This shaking keeps me steady, I should know. What falls away is always and is near. I wake to sleep and take my waking slow. I learn by going where I have to go.
Hmm.
That tripped off the tongue nicely. I guess that happens when people repeat lines like that. Well, let's see. Read a few Marys and that'll be it. Ocean by Mary Oliver. Ocean. I am in love with ocean, lifting her thousands of white hats in the chop of the storm, or lying smooth and blue, the loveliest bed in the world. In the personal life, there is always grief more than enough, a heart load for each one of us, on the dusty road. I suppose there is a reason for this, so I will be patient, acquiescent, but I will live nowhere except here by ocean, trusting equally in all the blast and welcome of her sorrowless salt self. With the blackest of inks, at night the panther who is lean and quick is only a pair of eyes, and with a yawn momentarily, a long pink tongue. Mostly he listens as he walks on the puffs of his feet, as if on a carpet from Persia, or leaps into the branches of a tree, or swims across the river, or simply stands in the grass and waits. Because, sir, you have given him, for your own reasons, everything that he needs: leaves, food, shelter, a conscience that never blinks. And maybe one more. Let's see. The orchard. I have dreamed of accomplishment. I have fed ambition. I have traded nights of sleep for a length of work. Lo, and I have discovered how soft bloom turns to green fruit, which turns to sweet fruit. Lo, and I have discovered all winds blow cold at last, and the leaves so pretty, so many vanish in the great black packet of time, in the great black packet of ambition, and the ripeness of the apple is its downfall.
Hmm.
That's good. Well, Glenda, that was nice. And Brenda, I know you can't talk, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you two next week.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Glenda.
Bye bye.
Thanks for that lovely poem.
Thank you for reading it. Bye bye.
Bye.